So if you're into RVing, if you're into van life, if you're into urban camping, you're going to want to stick around because today I'm going to share 2 tips with you. One of them is a harvest host. Stay all the way to the end so you can see this beautiful wall. Let's go. Hey, thanks for tuning in today. Really appreciate that. My name is Scott. I am your host. Welcome to Go Small, Live Large. We are a YouTube channel dedicated to sharing with you the learnings from the road. I've been on the road full time in my 2019 Winnebago Travato GL since February 2019. And that makes 40,000 miles over 30 states, part of my journey. We collectively learn here and we share back out to you. Really appreciate you tuning in today. Where in the heck am I now? This is Paducah, Kentucky. Small town, just over the Tennessee and Kentucky border. Really charming town, and I want to share a couple of tips with you guys today on how to urban camp and how to do harvest host. So the first tip we want to give you is on harvest host. Harvest host, if you're not familiar with it, is a membership based service that gives you access to a database of almost a couple thousand sites, usually wineries, farms, breweries, museums. And if you pay a little bit additional, you get access to stay overnight in a golf course parking lot. Having a harvest host membership was my #1 recommendation from 2019. It still may be for 2020. I'm going to share with you here the reason why I stayed at the Casey Jones Distillery, which brought me to this area, which is one of the reasons why I love Harvest Host. The second cool reason is it's free overnight parking. You kind of have to be self-contained. The sites will mention what type of rig is allowed or not. A lot of them are businesses, so there's a bit of an expectation that you'll take part in some of the business products. This being a distillery, I had no problem putting out a few coins on the table for a bottle of really amazing Kentucky crafted bourbon. So enjoy this on Harvest Host, and then we'll get into the second tip on urban camping in a parking lot in downtown Paducah. Let's go. Good morning, beautiful world. Look at this scenery we're waking up to. Thank you, Harvest Host. a big shout out to our friends Peg and AJ at Casey Jones Distillery here in the southeast corner of Kentucky. It's about an hour northwest of Nashville. And not only are they an amazing harvest host site, but they have amazing spirits, an amazing history. And if you are into moonshine, if you are into whiskey, if you're into bourbon, if you're really wanting to meet some really cool people, come check these guys out. They are really, really amazing. The recipes they are using largely come from Casey Jones, which is the granddad. He was in jail not once, but twice during Prohibition for making moonshine. The guy knew what he was doing, apparently, and these guys are just building out that legacy. I sampled a couple of products, bought a couple bottles, and it's just the most amazing stuff. I find there's kind of three flavors of these craft spirits: awesome, okay, and no way. And these guys are in the awesome category. So Lily performed admirably overnight. Just love these harvest host sites because they take me to places I wouldn't normally go. I get to experience things I wouldn't normally experience and meet some amazing people. Highly recommend getting a harvest host membership. You can get that right from my website, save 15%, and then get the golf package as well. So it's about $99 a year minus the discount. Get them right here at this link. And it was my #1 recommendation for 2019, and it still may be for 2020. Because again, it just takes you to places you wouldn't normally go. A lovely night's sleep, absolute silence. Save for the guy running his generator till 10 p.m. That's when I fell asleep. Did manage to turn it off at 4 a.m. when I got up to go potty. Tip for you RVers with generators: please turn your generator off after dark. And if you want to be cool like Lily, get a lithium equipped system so you make no noise at all in air-conditioned comfort. All right, hope you enjoyed that little tidbit on the harvest hose. If you're in the southeast corner of Kentucky, be sure and stop by Casey Jones Distillery. Awesome place and an amazing harvest host site. If you're wanting to learn more about harvest host, go to the website GoSmallLiveLarge.com. Under the more section, there is where you go to get the 15% discount off of harvest host. Really recommend that. And get the golf package. I see my golf packages. You get to have stay in golf course parking lots overnight, usually in urban environments, which is really awesome. So with that, what I wanted to do is just tell you about two different ways to two tips on urban camping, which is what I'm doing today. Let's get into that. Okay, my tip on urban camping is this. Number one, scout out from the locals a good place to go and have fun. And when you're there, particularly bartenders are really good about giving you information on where to park, where not to park, because they want your business, they want you to stay safe, and they will tell you where to park. So where I'm at now is in the city lot in downtown Paducah, Kentucky, and I checked with the bartender on the corner, and this is a public city lot. It is free. So it's 2 nights of free camping here in the last 3 days, which is awesome. And I always check the parking lot for signs, for restrictions, and then just validate with the local on whether or not it's safe to park. Again, bartenders are really great resources, probably food servers as well. Number two, when I get to the parking lot, I kind of do a scan around to see where the best place might be. I don't want to be on the end of the street. Because this is where all the traffic is, right? That's the only place you come and go. This is actually pretty good here because that's the only way in or out is over there. So that's a good place to be, is right here, a long way from end of the parking lot from the entrance and exits. I also take typically 2 spots like this. I'm parked at an angle, as you can see. And I do that because it keeps somebody from parking right next to me, gives me a little more space. She would fit in there just fine, but it gives me a little more comfort that nobody's going to ding me, nobody's going to be bothering me, and so that's how I like to do that. And then I back in this case, because there's an incline, you always want to have your head up when you're sleeping, so the head is, my head's by the back door, so I'm on a little bit of an incline. Always check the curb height so you're not going to damage any of your plumbing down below. The Volta box just covers that by about an inch, which is great. And always, again, be very, very careful about not getting the back. You know, you don't want to hit a light pole or a post, something like that here. So those are some best practices and tips that I have for urban camping. And again, check with the locals, check the signage, scope out the lot, and then pick your spot for the night. I got here pretty early, about 5 p.m. today, so this shouldn't fill. Well, it might fill up. It's pretty busier now than it was earlier. So there you go. Get something out of this, so sure to appreciate a thumb up and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Would appreciate you being part of the success of this channel. If you're into RVing, van life, places, people, the Winnebago Travato, Class B RVs, would be honored to have you as a subscriber. My final tip here is, how many tips we up to now? 4 or 5? Is I'm actually running on DC mode only. I'm preserving the Volta lithium energy pack, which is at 90%. I haven't been plugged in for a couple of days, but I've been driving around a lot in kind of rapid charge mode when driving, which is to lower the gears so that the RPMs of the engine is higher. I'm preserving the battery for tonight, which I'll probably need to keep it comfy inside because I'll have to lock up the windows, which is cool. So DC during the day in this case. So it's super hot. I would be having it on, but it's about 80 and it's going to be cool tonight, which is perfect RV weather. And all right, let's call it a wrap. So thanks again for watching. Really appreciate that. Again, if you got something out of it, sure appreciate a thumb up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my website. Would be honored to have your email. We are sending out about 1 email a month. Got a lot of really amazing things coming up later this month in June 2020, including a on-site camp out with Embassy RV. So go to the website, gosmalllivelarge.com, and you can see the events that are listed on the front page. With that, I say thank you again, and I wish you to live happy, live free, live RV. See you later. And my final tip for you, that's up to 5 or 6 tips in this short video. Come visit Paducah, Kentucky. Enjoy these pictures of the wall. They're just around the outside that protected the city from flooding of the Tennessee and Ohio River. They converge right here. Come visit. See you soon.